What's going on? It's your boy Skinny Penis. One time a woman that I was talking to on Bumble, or one of those crazy places, I gave her my number and that was the first message she sent me. I didn't realize that it was like a meme. It was like I don't even know. It's like some TikTok or whatever video. And she sent that to me. That was like the first message. She was like, it's Skinny Penis. And I was like, that's probably the most interesting first text message I've ever gotten from someone. Never met her, never went anywhere because I think she was half psycho. She had an OnlyFans, and that was like one of the first things that like we had talked about or whatever. I don't know. She just like mentioned it in her profile or something like that. No, I said something to her, and then she like mentioned that she had an OnlyFans. So like it happened like pretty quickly. She was like pretty transparent right away that she had one, and I responded. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I support that. Like do your thing. Like I'm pretty sure those are like my exact words, and like maybe that could be construed as like somewhat problematic or something. But she responded like immediately like negatively and was like, what do you mean you're supportive of it? Like that's a weird thing to say about someone's job. So she basically took it as an opportunity to like try and like make it about like being as absolutely as progressive as possible, and being like, well, what do you mean you're not supportive of me and my job? Like her job isn't OnlyFans, isn't showing her titties to 14-year-olds on the internet. And yeah, I remember I responded. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's like kind of it's like a pretty left of center thing, like, and I'm just saying like that's cool, like do your thing. And she said something along the effect of like, we need to like, we need to normalize the conversation. It's just some fucking gobbledygook garbage. And I just like, we just stopped talking. Like, that wasn't the straw that broke it for me, because I was a horny little boy at that time. But it should have been. And basically it was. Yeah, the conversation never went anywhere. I remember she thought it was, she didn't like that I used the smirk emoji a lot. And I love the smirk emoji. And if you're not down with the smirk emoji, then you're probably a cuck. So that was that story. But yeah, it was just interesting how like she took the opportunity to like try to be as annoyingly leftist and progressive as possible to someone that was literally supporting her, which is basically what every leftist does, is that they get on other leftists and fragment their entire side because they're not completely on board with every single little thing, because that's really productive. Yeah, so that's that. I don't know what made me think of that, but yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I'm sitting here watching Sonic. I'm watching my boy roll through one of the absolute worst special stage levels fucking in any Sonic game. Now, granted, I haven't played a lot of the other ones, but I'm almost certain I've never 100% beaten Sonic, meaning getting all the Chaos Emeralds, because this is the special stage. Fucking nightmare of a level. Looking at it now, it is very trippy. Like, definitely much more, like, interesting. Like, it's an interesting aesthetic that, like, I don't think Nintendo has, like, ever really gotten into. Nintendo's definitely done some weird things. He almost didn't get that. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, I mean that was a pretty interesting backdrop or whatever. Old 80s and 90s games used to be like really trippy, and they had some like very interesting styles to them. Yeah, interesting stuff. Very interesting. I'm sure that you're saying that to yourself right now. You're like, wow, that was so interesting. Yeah, so I never got all the Chaos Emeralds in the first one and like beaten it 100%. I don't know if everyone knows this. Not everyone is true to this. Sometimes people are new to this. But in Sonic, I guess particularly 1, 2, and 3, which are the only ones really, besides Sonic Adventure games, you have to get the Chaos Emeralds, meaning you have to get you have to go through the special stages in each level to get a different ending at the end of the game. Because if you beat the game normally without getting all of the Chaos Emeralds, meaning every single level, then you will get an ending where it's like Dr. Eggman like laughing at you and calling you a bitch and telling you that like you gotta try again. And yeah, it's hard because you have to have 50 rings, I think, in each game, and when you go through a checkpoint, a ring will show up that you can jump through, and that's how you enter the special stage. You have to have 50 coins when you hit the... This guy's doing pretty good. I definitely would have gotten hit on this boss by now. The fact that he hasn't gotten hit is pretty good. Shout out to him. I mean, he is doing a full play Sonic video, so I assume he knows the game pretty well. Also, this video is only 45 minutes long, meaning the first Sonic you can beat in 45 minutes. I mean, obviously, if you know what you're doing and you've played it prior, it definitely did not take me 45 minutes to beat it. I'm sure you were wondering about that. But I am indeed a fraud. I'm a phony. I'm a poser. I have a Sonic tattoo with a Chaos Emerald on my leg, and lo and behold, I do not have the final ending to Sonic 1 because I never got all the Chaos Emeralds. So if you want to unsubscribe to this channel, if you'd like to stop watching me, stop being my friend, send me hate mail, send me anthrax in the mail. Oh, he does know about this secret spot. I didn't know about this secret spot, so not too much of a poser. Shout out to Marble Hill Zone. This is a cool level. I like this level. Yeah, oh, he didn't get it. Now we gotta sit here and wait. Wow, that was like he like baited, not baited, but he like pretended like he was gonna kill himself there, which, you know, is all the rage nowadays. So what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about Jennifer Aniston getting back together with David Schwimmer? Is that what's going on in your mind right now? Are you thinking about how no one ever really talks about Building 7? Oh wait, he got 2 Chaos Emeralds in the last level, so when he hit that checkpoint, a ring didn't show up. I wonder if you could do 2 per level and then it nulls out the next one? I don't know. I'm just a poser. I don't really know a whole lot. Yeah. You know what's crazy is that I don't know the entire story behind it, but Sony was supposed to collaborate with Nintendo back in the Super Nintendo days, and they were going to make... I don't know if they were going to make a system together or what was happening. I should probably know the full story before I reference this and speak on it like I'm an expert. But there's like, Sony wasn't going to make the PlayStation 1 to compete. Wait, what the fuck's going on? Oh yeah, the rings are at the end. Okay, so everything I told you is a lie, and you have to have 50 rings at least when you get to the end of the stage in Sonic 1. So in Sonic 2 and above, I think that's you get the special stage by the fucking whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Good content. Excellent content. Lying to my visitors, lying to my listeners. Them watching me and knowing that I'm wrong and continuing to watch. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything you do for me. Has this guy gotten hit once? I don't think he has. Pretty impressive. Definitely a solid run. 1 is also pretty easy. It's a pretty... I don't know. I remember it being like pretty easy. Because I'm a gamer. I don't know. I just remember 2 has... The second level is Chemical Plant Zone, and everyone dies on that level. At least once. What was I talking about? Don't remember. Oh, yeah. Sony wasn't going to release the PlayStation 1. Like, the PlayStation 1 wasn't supposed to be a thing. Like, Sony was, like, collaborating with Nintendo, and they were, like... I don't know if they were going to make a joint system, but for whatever reason it fell apart, and it just became, like, one of their biggest competitors. And to this day, Sony probably, you know, is still killing the console market. Nintendo is too, of course, but... And then Sega died. Sega was like, yeah, we're not doing consoles anymore. Never had a Dreamcast, but I know many people tout it as very ahead of its time. It did online right, It had Phantasy Star Online on it, and it had like a lot of sports games that were online, and a few other things. But people fuck with the Dreamcast. Dreamcast is like a pretty niche cult Sega product. Yeah, I was talking recently about how Sonic is like associated with leftism, which is really funny. That's definitely why I got the tattoo as well. And I'm going to tell my kids that as well. I'm going to be like, I was part of the revolution. But yeah, the Dreamcast was cool. I did play it. Never had one myself though. We did have a Saturn. Shout out to Greg the Legend Lawley for having a Sega Saturn, which was pretty rare. It was also a huge brick of a console. It was huge. It was like the size of a printer, and it had like 4 good games. No, it had some pretty good stuff, but it was like the main competitor to, I don't even know. Sega was just like churning out consoles back then. We didn't have the 32X or the Sega CD, which were add-ons for the Sega Genesis. We did not have those, and good thing we didn't. I think both those were like pretty much failures. The only good game I think that ever came out on Sega CD, I'm sure there's some, but like the biggest game that came out was Sonic CD, and we just got Sonic CD for the PC. So yeah, I don't think we missed out on much. And then the 32X I think was even worse. Had like, I don't even know, Virtua Fighter? Nah, but Virtua Fighter came out on the Saturn, I do remember that. Yeah, Run on the Lava. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, we had a Saturn. Greg had a Shining Force 3 for it. That was hot. We also had Bug 2. I don't think we ever played Bug 1, but we did have Bug 2. Let's go into this special stage. And by us, whatever, never mind. We had a few other games. Like one of the rarest games, or like one of the most expensive games, I think, like that you can buy right now is Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is a Saturn game. I think it's like over $300 or something like that to get like a complete copy, which I guess in the grand scheme of things and compared to a lot of other hobbies, like really isn't that big a deal. But yeah, I know the Saturn kind of has like a, I don't know, it's got a lot going on with it, or it's got a lot of like very rare games or whatever. So shout out to the Saturn. We did have a Saturn. We were true to the Sega lifestyle. And I think by the time the Dreamcast came out, Greg was intelligent and he got a PlayStation 1. And I begged my parents for a Nintendo 64, and I got that. So we became a dual Nintendo Sony household, which is the way to go, of course. And then I had a GameCube. Greg had a PlayStation 2. I got all the Game Boys. I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Advance. I had an SP, and then I got a DS. Although with the DS, I had I never bought any games for the DS. I bought a homebrew hacker, and I just played that. Like I just downloaded ROMs. But my experience with it was like kind of negative because I had access to the entire DS library for free. It kind of didn't make me appreciate any of the games, and it just kind of made me like run through a lot of like quicker type games. And I don't know, it kind of like didn't really I don't know, the DS library I never like fully explored or anything, or I like never got super into. And I think that was an interesting thing, that it was like, because I just had the entire library, I realized that like, I don't know, maybe I didn't like really want to play anything, which is maybe true of just video gaming in general, that it's like, I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not making any sense anymore. Okay, it's probably a good time to end the video. Peace.